Honda has revealed the 2022 Honda Civic. This is a hot seller across the board, both for commuters, tuners, and everything in between. Now this one I'm going to preface by saying it does state prototype. Now prototype, basically this late in the stages, allows them for some minor tweaks here and there if they feel it's needed. But all in all, Honda says this is basically what you're going to get when it hits the dealerships. Now that being said, this is a whole new approach to the Honda Civic than the outgoing generation. It's a little more subtle, it's a lot more sophisticated, and it's a lot more mature. And honestly, I absolutely love that about this car. The current generation Civic is very bold, it's very edgy, and it doesn't really appeal to everybody. It's kind of a hit or miss design. Even today, I find myself after several years still looking at it, deciding whether or not I like it. This, I don't get that question at all. Right out of the gate, I absolutely love this design. Now, they do say it sits on the same platform as the current generation Civic, but it's much more revised and it has a sportier chassis, and they said it will improve the overall ride of the car. Now they said that's also going to incorporate to the driving experience of the car. They want it to be more engaging, more sporty, and that's what they claim to have done with this model. Now, looking at the front of the car, I can see bits of the current generation. The lower grille is a little bit bigger, but it's not as big and bold as some of the current cars out there. Some of the other cars have such huge grills that it makes the car, it makes it look taller. This one doesn't, and I like that. I like the side scoops on the front of the car, which do kind of resemble a little bit of the current generation. So they're not completely eliminating it, they're just refreshing it and maturing it a little bit. I love the LED headlights, so it's a nice mix of sporty and mature, and I think it fixes everything that was up in the air with the current generation. Now the back of the car is where I think you're going to find the most maturity and revisement. It looks very much like an Audi A3 or something like that to me, especially the way the tailpipes are integrated into the rear diffuser. The tail lights themselves, it resembles an Audi to me, and I think that's a good thing. This is a mature, revised Civic that I feel like we need. Now that could be questionable on whether or not that's still going to appeal to the younger buyer, which is a large part of the Civic's audience. Personally, I think this is still going to appeal to them. It has that sportier look, and I feel like this younger generation doesn't really have that boy racer mentality that was around a few years ago. This, I think, fits right in with the current generation's needs and wants. I think this is a great design. Now, not only did Honda say they were looking to have a sportier car, but they also stated that they were going to have more powerful engine options. Now, we don't know what those engine options are, but we do know that this is also going to come in a hatchback, SI, and Type R variations. Now, Honda did not give us pictures or details of any of this stuff. All we have right now is this particular model. Now, as far as the interior is concerned, there was not any accessibility to the inside of this vehicle. All Honda offered was a rendering of what the interior looks like, which I think is a little strange, but they say this is accurate to what the car is going to have. So that being said, it's a very simple design, much like the outside. You can see it's also much more mature than the outgoing model. But for the first time in a Civic, you are going to get a fully digital gauge cluster. You're also going to get this nice big infotainment screen with a volume knob. Thank you, Honda. I guess they learned their lesson there. You also have this long, straight honeycomb line across the dashboard. Very long, flat dashboard. And that is where they're hiding the vents, and that's behind those honeycomb grills. You'll see those three little knobs that are spaced out on the dash, two of which are above the climate control knobs, and one on the far right by the passenger door. You also get a standard shift knob, no push button or anything here. cup holders, cubby holder in the center. It's a very, very clean layout. Nothing extravagant, nothing that's really gonna overwhelm too many people. And I don't, again, think that's a bad thing. So there you have it, the new 2022 Honda Civic. Let me know how much you like it or love it, or what would you change about it. I know the previous Civic, or current Civic should I say, is very bold design. It's a very, very bold design. And again, I'm not sure even today if I love it or I don't love it. I could take it or leave it. This one, I would buy this car long before I would buy the current model. Let me know what you think of this design. Let me know what you think of the Honda Civic in general. Drop your comments down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that like button, and I'll catch you in the next upload.